Hey everyone, this is my reaction to the 7th episode of Isekai Maou to Shoukan Shoujo no Dorei Majutsu, the uncensored version, of course. So this is the first video that I'm filming with my new webcam. It's a 1080p webcam, an improvement over my previous 720p one. So there should definitely be a higher quality video difference to you, considering this is 1080p. I bumped the video bitrate up to 5 megabits per second, and just yes, it should be better, I would imagine. So I'm probably going to say this for all my videos I do today, so be prepared for that if you're a regular here. So anyway, last episode, we started to get into the collars. We found a nice lady at the slave market who was willing to kind of try to help out with the removal of the collars on Rem and Shara. However, that didn't really work out too well, although we had a lot of fun along the way. It definitely was one of those things where it's about the journey, not the destination. And we've learned a little bit about seeing the flow of magic, which is apparently something Shara can do, and she just never bothered to share that with anyone else, because they didn't ask, is kind of her reasoning behind that. Also got to meet Shara's brother, who's not very nice at all. He needs to die. It's kind of the impression he gave me last episode, so hopefully we get that this episode, so let's find out. 3, 2, 1, play. I forgot to mention, but if you have anything you want to say in regards to this new video camera, let me know. Like any difference you might see in video quality. Whether you love it, you don't see much of a difference, or whatever. Interesting that we get to see some of his childhood, back in the real world. Yeah, here we go, of course. They're those type of friends. I'm guessing this is kind of what started his whole hikikomori lifestyle. At least you wake up to paradise. That's gotta count for something, right? I see it right there. And yeah, here we go. Your life has improved a lot. I disagree. I think that's a perfect closeness. You can even push it a little bit if you wanted to. Well, she looks happy. Diablo should be that happy, but he's an anime harem protagonist, so of course he's not as happy as he should be. That's pretty part of the course. Shara, she must move around a lot in her sleep to get that, to get her attire that state. Anyway, what I was trying to say before is let me know any thoughts you have in regards to the difference between my old camera and my new camera from, a user experience standpoint, best way I could phrase it. Yeah, you can even see Kira in the opening, looking all maniacal. We actually got a nice chunk of Sylvia last episode, which is cool, because I like her a lot, actually. I like all the girls in this show. I think Shara might be my least favorite out of the main ones, but I still like her. I just have a bit of a bias against very large tits. And, I mean, I do, but I definitely don't mind seeing them, I'll say that much. Wow, he just shows up. Probably a good idea. Uma. Okay, Saber. Those two seem to be spending a lot of time together lately. Yeah. My Shara, no touch. I'm sure that will I'm sure that will be all it takes. Yes. You might be a bit too optimistic there, Shara, but I like that about you, so I'll accept that. Alchemy time? Wow. I really am watching Overlord. Well, you kind of did. I mean, as far as a real one, not a video game one. Well, I would imagine so. Probably more realistic looking. Like, probably. Here we go. That's the scene. I like how they got someone got the camera in there. Wow, a great wordplay. Yes, gotta appreciate the good camera work in this show. I was gonna say something, but I was distracted by Shara. Sounds legit. I knew you could be useful, Shara. Jiggle your tits for me more. I'm sure. Man, that is a nice view. uh, one way to save an animation budget. Just make the potions off screen while staring. Speaking of, why would I smile at this? uh, really? Well, you caused it, so. Shira is a really nice girl. I actually do like her a lot. I know I said she was my least favorite, but I still like her. I agree. These moments are what life is all about. She's not gonna mind you saying that, though. Calm down. Uh, of course, I was waiting for something like this to happen. They're probably gonna hypnotize her and draw her to him or something. Don't let her go out that door. You have one job, Diablo. Don't let her leave. It's not gonna be anything good, is it? No. I mean, it doesn't seem like hypnotism or anything, but something happened. Quick, Diablo, learn to play an instrument to compete. That's kind of a 180 in opinion. Oh, I've missed her. But this is not the time to admire cat girls. No, it's crazy to say. No, no, it's not. Please stop leaving. You're just gonna let your property walk out the door, man? Yeah, I bet, because you manipulated things. Well, this is not quite the same thing. This isn't her opinion. This is your manipulation of her opinion. Very different. And you just let him take one of your women. Are you just gonna take that lion down? You had one job, Diablo, and you failed. Well, she's not there yet, I don't think. Hopefully he goes and gets her. Okay, that was not the answer I was hoping for, man. Maybe you should go and find out. I don't think that was the case. And then she leaves. But yeah, I can kind of see why they showed that one flashback dream scene before, because there are kind of some parallels between that and this. Where he feels betrayed by someone he cared about and then just kind of holds up in his room. But he does have at least Rem to help him out here. You know. Yeah. She's not that kind of character. That's how you really feel. Oh yeah, the maid. Well, not the maid. The cafe. The cafe that had a maid in it. That was good. Ram looks so good in that. Echo Park cameo win. Obviously, the flute did something to her mind. You could see the light leave her eyes. Yes, you know something's not right is going on. No, that's a guarantee. That's not possible. That's a guarantee. It's just a matter of what specifically it did. And yeah, now it's actually making it obvious that it's related to this. I don't think there could be any misunderstanding here. The girl constantly had her tits against your arms, so there's really no misunderstanding that. When you just stab the pillow. Yeah, you better go too. You don't want to lose both your waifus. Especially not the best one. I get where you're coming from, Diablo, but this is different than your past experiences. Yes. After seeing what they did with each other last night, there's no doubt about that. uh, nice little supercut of Shara. Uh, you really are pretty good, Shara. I couldn't let you just leave like that. I'd go after you. Yes, I'm totally coming with you. Yeah, but Diablo can take care of it. Yes. And then they became your slaves. Well, they desire something from you. Wow, I love seeing Rem like that. This is the Diablo I know and love. Here we go. Show us what a true demon lord can do when someone steals his girl. One of his girls. Yes. She's a good person like that. Just wish she would ditch the glasses, but... Yes, you're more than useful as you are. She answers that so cheerfully. Oh! I guess we're going to the forest, and we're gonna burn it to the ground if we have to. And, you know, decapitate a certain elf brother, hopefully. Of course she's gotta be, chained up like that. Shouldn't even be surprised. Okay, so he couldn't even hear it. Well, that answers that. So where do I get a copy of this flute? Diablo will come for her, though. Let's ask her 3 sizes first. I don't think he ever gave her any actual order. Well, he did. He did give one, like having Rem in her makeup. I think everything else they just happily did. Yes, that's what I was referring to. I would have at least made you two kiss. Yes, that's who he is. You figured he would at least motorboated her a couple times, but no. This guy. He even kind of looks like that one bad guy from SAO and the whole fairy arc. In his in-game form. And her position kind of reminds me of Asuna when he had her chained up. Ooh, a slime. Well, the slime wants to touch her. I can accept that. As long as you don't. Of course. Those are the best type of slimes. Yeah, you knew close, obviously. Yeah. As horrible as that sounds, at least enjoy the slime while you can. The slime did nothing wrong. I failed to see the problem. You know you like it. I know you, Shara. Although it does kind of ruin it the fact that he gets to enjoy the view, but... I should hope so. He's a really horrible person. Uh... Until Diablo arrives, I would hope. And yeah, there it goes. We didn't need that anyway. Even if half of her clothes melt, it'll still be more clothing than she wears sometimes. So I'm not sure what her problem is. Still waiting for Diablo to show up. And just beats this guy. Here we go. You're late, Diablo. He didn't quite arrive on a white horse or anything, but, he's here to save the day. If it's an official duty, where do I get a job like that? It is entertaining and exciting, I can't deny that, but you don't deserve to be able to enjoy Shara. Now that's a that's a look of you messed up. Well, of course he did. Yeah, you've lost now. Your guards suck, just like you. Man, he really is burning down the forest. I was half joking when I said that. Yeah, so much for your guards. You can't be all tricky hiding in the trees and stuff if you just burn down the trees. If you want to die, then feel free to act war. Because if you want to escalate this, he can burn down the whole forest. Yeah, no, don't play your flute. Punch you in the face? I mean, that's what at least Diablo needs to do. Yeah, those dead eyes. I mean, you can tell the way she says it that that's not her. Yes, here we go. Make good use of that collar. Is that more powerful than the elf magic? I thought it probably is. Because this is going to be a conflict of magics. No. So bright. The collar didn't break off, did it? Okay, no, it's good. There we go. We already knew those were her true feelings, but it's good to hear. Yeah, get wrecked. He deserves more than that. But I'll accept that. Yes, you are. Oh no! I'm sure that will be a problem for Diablo. He won't completely wreck it at all. I'm being sarcastic. Yeah, this world loves its summoning magic, because they're all cowards. The summoning magic kinda sucks. I assume it's gonna be a little bit better if he uses a crystal to do it, but... Still nothing to compare to Diablo. Yeah, but this is Diablo, so... I'll take my chances here. It does look kind of intimidating, though. I stand by my previous position, though. Oh. Ah, I probably should have seen that coming. Well, next time, we'll see Diablo wreck him. Yeah, I really want that elf to get what's coming to him. I need that to happen. Yes. Sure has never really been much about clothes wearer. So. Which I think is a good characteristic, you know, in any harem member. Of course, Alicia wears a lot more clothing than the others do here. Still haven't seen you for a while. You are gonna come back, right? Right? And still I've not seen her at all. I need you too. I need you badly. Your worst nightmare. Can't wait to see him die. Hero's charge. Here we go. Yes. A slime getting very well acquainted with Shira. So that was the 7th episode of Isekai Maou to Shoukan Shoujo no Dorei Majutsu. And this was a pretty good episode, I would say. So we started off with Rem and Alicia off doing something by themselves, possibly a date. I don't know, whatever they were doing. And that kind of left Diablo alone with Shira, and they decided to make some potions, I guess, to kind of kill some time, because that's just, potion development's very important, so he can't really buy them because the ones he would need are very expensive, so it'd make more sense just to make them himself. So that's, it makes sense. However, this is kind of different than how things were back in the video game, so we kind of had to figure that out. Luckily, he found a bit of a secret. All he has to do is stare at Shira's tits the entire time, and the potions practically make themselves. I mean, that really was kind of what we established in that section, and that entire scene was just great. Just him just staring at them, that lovely, lovely sight. And his line, which is might be my favorite line of the entire episode, when he said something about not needing potions, he needs lotion. That was really, really good. I don't think I laughed that much, but I really, really appreciated that line. That was top quality stuff there. But anyway, yeah, just seeing Shira on all four like that, so excited and just watching, and it was nice. This entire episode, really, I think Shira shined quite a bit. Like I said, Shira's my least favorite character, and that's still kind of true. I mean, of the main two girls, at least. But I do like her even more than I did before after this episode, because I think she really got to shine. This episode, hopefully Rem gets a bit more time, because I feel like we've had Shira a lot lately. But I mean, we've mentioned stuff with Rem here and there, like the slave market lady mentioning the demon baby in her and stuff like that. But I do kind of think shift back over to Rem once we're finished with the whole Shira arc. Because obviously next episode we gotta take care of Kira and that thing. I don't know if that'll take most of the episode or just the first 5 minutes or so. But hopefully when we're done with that, we can kind of shift back over to Rem, and then also maybe get a bit more into the one fallen girl who's kind of missing, as well as the one dragon lizard whatever girl that we haven't met yet. So I am definitely getting excited to get into stuff like that. But anyway, for the episode itself, Shira kind of was doing her own thing until freaking Kira Nichan showed up playing a stupid flute, and that manipulated her will, and she said things that she didn't actually mean and then left. And this was really the only way he could take Shira from Diablo, was to basically make Shira say of her own volition, hey, I don't want to be here anymore. I want to go home because that's totally where I want my future to be. Which, yeah, it's not how she feels at all, but she did say it to Diablo. It did come out of her mouth. And obviously he was a little bit suspicious about that, but he couldn't really act on that suspicion much because of kind of some past childhood trauma, which is what we got very early on in the episode. And it didn't take me too long after all this went down for me to make that connection, like, oh, right, yeah, it's kind of like back then. Of course, I didn't need to do that because they flat out explained it to people afterwards, because this is that kind of show where it doesn't really expect you to think too deeply on things, so it kind of spoon feeds you things, which is fine, because most of the time I don't figure things out, so I usually don't complain about being spoon fed the answers like that. But anyway, yeah, Rem kind of had to step up a little bit and help Diablo deal with this, because back then Diablo didn't have a Rem or whatever to kind of help him through this, but this time he did, and she basically said what she needed to say to him, and he thought about things, and eventually he went back to the Diablo, the Overlord, the Demon Lord we know, and actually, yeah, went to the forest to rescue her. And yeah, in the meantime, you had Shira having to deal with Kira doing all sorts of nefarious things to her, with fabric melting slime, because of course that's a thing in this universe. And yeah, but before things could get too bad, Diablo did show up with his trusty companions and was able to rescue her. Of course, Kira's not going to take any of this lying down, so he's still fighting tooth and nail to keep her. Well, one cool thing was that Diablo used the collar, the effect of the collar, because he can give the slaves commands, allow to obey them, kind of like a command seal, for those of you that are familiar with the Fate universe. But yeah, basically you can give them an order and the magic will force them to do it. We only saw one example of this previously, which was very early on when he had Rem and Shira make up, hold hands and all that, and instead of doing more, which is what I would have done. But anyway, he utilized that ability once again in order to overpower the elf magic, which we learned, yeah, that's a manipulation of will sort of magic. And yeah, hopefully, I would imagine the slave collar magic would kind of be what's the word I'm looking for? Not outrank. prioritize, maybe. I'm sure there's a better word for it, but yeah, it's and when whenever there's a conflict of magic or programs or whatever, usually one of them will take priority, and then the other one will be completely canceled or negated. That's kind of what happened here. And he basically said, "Hey, tell us how you really feel," and then she did in tears and stuff, and she just had a really great face the entire time. That really just, yeah, the emotion was definitely there. Of course, like I said, Kira's not gonna take any of this lying down, so he goes full insufferable, pathetic villain mode and starts throwing out ancient, powerful magic and whatever, and summoning his Hydra. And he actually legitimately believes that's gonna be enough to defeat Diablo. He's in for a rude awakening. Diablo, the one that kind of burned down part of the forest, beat up all of his guards. He doesn't care about any of this, so yeah, I look forward to Kira getting what's coming to him next episode. Thank you for watching, and thank you Cnouki, as well as everyone else, for doing what you can to support the channel. It means a lot to me, and I hope we can continue to grow the channel together. If you want to do more to support the channel, then you can become a patron on my Patreon and get cool rewards like early access to certain videos. Have a good one.